Hey everybody, it's Positive Benzo Withdrawal, and I have been off clonazepam, aka Klonopin, for 1 week. I jumped off, or walked off, I should say, August 8th, 2018. And here I am, I'm alive. So this video is to talk a bit about what's been going on, what was going on the few weeks up until my walk-off, and how I'm doing now. So my last video, I believe I was at 0.0087, and I ended up walking off at about 0.002. The last few days, the dose was so tiny that my scale wasn't reading it, and I was kind of eyeballing it, but it was about the size of like a grain of sand, so dust, really. My friend made me this beautiful necklace, which I wear as I put this on as soon as I finished. I think it was the next day, and it's just a symbol for me that I've triumphantly gotten through one of the hardest times of my life. Still working on my bangs. So anyway, a couple weeks before, or maybe about a month before, I began doing daily exercise. So I've exercised throughout this whole entire taper, throughout the whole entire taper. I'm not on it anymore. But I had developed this hip issue. It was like a hip injury. Something was going on with my hip, and I had to stop dancing, as I've said in previous videos. So I was just walking. I was walking maybe 3 to 5 miles a day, which really deconditioned my body, and it put on some weight that I wasn't feeling comfortable with. And so about a month before I got off, I began, my hips started feeling much better, so I began dancing again and doing yoga, and I have a Roku TV, so I was still not feeling well enough to go to dance classes, still having a lot of depersonalization, derealization, cog fog, exhaustion, stuff like that. So I was just doing it at home. We also have a pool on the premises in our complex, so I was going to the pool. But that was just like slowly building my body. Like I could feel my body. I remember one day I was dancing, and for the first time in like over a year, I didn't have depersonalization, and I could feel my body. Things started to kind of come back slowly but surely. I was able to do a little bit more exercise. I could feel my body getting stronger. And I knew, even though sometimes I would have a wave after it, that this was really a good thing, that there was like, my brain was like knitting back together, and it was important that I do this. So I should also say that I've been on the keto diet for 3 weeks, and I started that, I guess it was 2 weeks before my walk off. So I decided, because I saw people in some of the benzo forums talking about the keto diet, I did a bunch of research into it, and it turns out it's really good for the brain. There's been a ton of research around epileptic kids. Of course, that's how it started. The keto diet was sort of originated about 100 years ago to treat epileptic kids in a medical setting. So it's a more intense kind of keto diet than the one I'm doing. It's also useful for Alzheimer's and diabetes and just so many neurological conditions. Not that diabetes is a neurological condition, but there just are so many great health benefits to it. So I thought, well, why not? I was a little bit nervous at first about going into like a keto flu, since my benzo flu symptoms were kind of raging. But I thought, why not? So, I went into the keto diet. I definitely felt a lot of shifts and changes in my body, but I was already going through a really hard time anyway. So it was just like, oh, well, more headaches and more DR. I can handle this. So I kind of did have a little bit of the keto flu, but I did enough research to really help myself with nutrition and electrolytes to kind of stave off any really big flu symptoms. And then I started to see the results. And I saw the results a few days into it. I started having more energy, more clarity. My brain started to work in a new way. I was able to exercise a little bit better. I could just feel some shifts and changes going on. And I didn't see that anybody else had really posted or made any videos about benzo withdrawal and the keto diet, so I wanted to just kind of give a shout out. Thank you, people on Facebook, for recommending this. I wanted maybe be the first one to talk about it kind of publicly, or one of maybe a few, if maybe I haven't seen every single video out there, to say that I do think it can be helpful for benzo withdrawal. When I was, maybe last year, like in the middle of this last year, I tried paleo and it didn't seem to work out for me very well. I was also in a lot of derealization, a lot of cog fog, so I wasn't really able to put all the pieces of the diet together. And I did go back to eating grains and ate oatmeal because it was keeping me regular. And that was such a huge issue with benzo belly. I was like, I've got to stay regular with this oatmeal. But this time around, cutting out the grains, I've been fine. I haven't had any issues. And I've also I feel more clear. I just feel more clear. So I'm definitely not going back, and I'm just going to keep going forward. So how am I doing today, and what am I doing to stay positive? So yeah, I've definitely had some waves. Oh, there's my phone. I'm just going to let that go. I've definitely had some waves in this process. I kind of took a bit of a turn, maybe a little bit for... There it goes. Okay. I took a little bit of a turn maybe for the worse in the first few days. But it wasn't anything that I haven't done before. So it was like, I've been dealing with waves for a long time. So I just hunkered down and did the things I needed to do, like my knitting, like my affirmations, like my prayer, like my cold showers, and I got through it. And my windows have been my windows. I mean, it's pretty much the same as what was going on before I got off. I was on such a low dose. I've been going through withdrawal for so long that it's not like anything new. However, today, for some reason, I feel good. Like I feel a little bit better than I did, yesterday or the day before. And I don't know what's to come. This is a nonlinear process. So I just go, okay, I've surrendered to it. But what I am doing today, so I'm doing the keto diet. I don't eat dairy. I don't eat bacon. I don't drink coffee. I don't do, big cheeses and heavy whipped cream and the coffee and a lot of what people do on the keto diet. I have a very clean diet. I can't do dairy. It doesn't agree with me. So all of my fats are really good, healthy fats like flaxseed oil, coconut oil, tahini, coconut butter, lots of coconut products, coconut cream, coconut milk. And I do eat grass-fed meat, grass-finished meat. I eat chicken thighs with the skins. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Lots of eggs. Let's see what else. Lots of greens. I have not restricted my greens. So I eat greens at every meal. And I count my net carbs. I don't count total carbs. So some people are like, there's lots of controversy in every community. Some people are like, total carbs only. Some people are like, oh, net carbs are fine. I like my greens. I just think greens are good for you. I do eat a little bit of berries, probably like a handful or like half a handful of blueberries in my smoothie in the morning because I think blueberries are brain food and I'm trying to work on healing my brain. That's why I'm on the keto diet. So I was really counting my macros in the beginning, and now I'm not counting my macros. I'm just kind of going with, since I feel like I'm sort of fat adapted, which is what happens when you transfer from your body using glucose for fuel, and the body my body's now using fat for fuel. I'm not hungry. I don't get cravings. I don't want carbs. So I don't feel like I need to be counting my macros. If I was doing this because I was like severely overweight or had health issues or diabetes too or something, that might be different. But I'm really doing this to help me with my benzo withdrawal recovery and start to like have my brain start to, function better and knit back together. So I'm not counting things like that. I'm not counting calories. I decided to put all the apps away and just kind of go with how my body wants to be fed. And it's working out pretty good. I do drink a little bit of green tea some mornings, not always. Now that I'm doing this keto, I don't even necessarily want the green tea because I have a lot of energy. I'm now doing yoga. I've brought yoga into my life in a pretty big way. It's really, really, really helping me. Like my hips, because I had that hip issue. For whatever reason, it's gone, and my hips are now finally I'm able to have more spaciousness in my body and my hips, and the yoga is just, I don't know, it's just helping me. Dancing frequently. And that's pretty much it. All the rest of the things I'm still doing like I was doing before. I'm still knitting, talking to friends, going to meetings here and there. My world is starting to expand more. Like this weekend, I signed up for a day-long retreat, and then I'm going on a little road trip to visit a friend to do vision boards. And that's just me without my partner. So my life is expanding a little bit more. I'm starting to get a little bit more curious about, what's in the future? What do I want to create? What am I doing with my job? Like I can feel myself thinking more expanded, which is nice. Like there's parts of myself that are coming back. I went today to the Mac store. I love not Macintosh, Apple, but Mac the makeup, and got super excited about makeup. So little things like that are coming back, and again, who knows? I mean, I've had windows in my taper. I've had waves. I don't know what to expect. However, I know to trust my windows, and I know that if I'm feeling like this today, that there's a good chance that I can expect this to happen again. I can expect myself to keep healing, to keep getting better. I made this channel because I wanted to give people hope. And I know myself, I have had hopelessness to such a deep place that I've had to crack myself open to find gratitude and faith and hope and trust. And I've had to just do talk about coping skills. Oh my God. So I hope that this video is giving people hope, a little bit of hope. I'd love to hear how you're doing. I will continue to update you and let you know how I'm doing. I'm not going anywhere. I'm still here. So yeah, and I love to know if you are doing keto, especially. I mean, to be honest, in the last 2 weeks of my taper, I was so involved with the keto and keto community and learning about it and changing my diet that it took up all of my attention, all my time. It was the biggest distraction. I had no thinking about symptoms or benzo withdrawal. All I wanted to do was find out so much about food and how to do this diet, and it was amazing. By the time I walked off, I was totally anxiety free. I was like, "What? Okay, let's do this." So please tell me, keto diet, how is it helping your benzo withdrawal? Or low carb diet or intermittent fasting? I know some people, other YouTubers, I won't name names, but like to do intermittent fasting and totally believe in that. So what's working for you? And if you're suffering and you're in a really hard, deep wave, please, reach out to people who have gotten to the other side, who are actually still working with people in withdrawal. I highly recommend Belissa. I've said this a million times, but I think she's the one. I don't know about anybody else because she's the one I went to. So please get your resources. I think she might have scholarships, or you can ask somebody to help pay. It's maybe like $20-40 a month. You can get a private consultation with her or get a therapist like I did. But please, if you're in that deepest, darkest place, know that it will pass. We do heal. The body is freaking miraculous, and there's help. It might not feel like it. And I know that the withdrawal brain makes all kinds of stuff seem true that isn't true. But I know I'm here to say I got off. It's only been a week. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. It's a little scary. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm here for now, here pulling you up to the other side. So anyway, namaste. Sorry about the phone call earlier, but all the best, and I will be making another video soon. Take care. Peace.